I want to take a few minutes to talk about my new book, The Audacity of Authenticity: How Ordinary People Can Change the World. The Audacity of Authenticity is an informational guide. It is an interactive workbook. It is filled with inspirational stories. It has activities, reflections, and assessments, strength assessments, values assessments, and assessments to help identify your most deep causes in life. My book helps you make that shift, SHIFT, to a purpose-driven life. And I use the SHIFT acronym because S is to see your superpower. You see, we all have a superpower. And for some of us, it's hidden. Somebody once said that we all are gifted, but some people take more time than others to unwrap their gift, while others never unwrap their gift. In my book, I help you uncover your strengths, your values, and your contributions. The H in the SHIFT mentality stands for honor your authenticity. You see, you are one out of a million sperms fighting for survival, and you ended up on top. You need to live your truth boldly. The world does not need another copycat. The world needs the one and only you. The I in the SHIFT purpose-driven mentality stands for illuminate your pain. Illuminate your pain. I believe that all of us have had some type of test in our life. All of us have confronted with a test. I mean, we don't get a pass from that. Everybody has to deal with something, some challenge. And we can turn that pain into a purpose. And my book helps you to learn how to turn your pain into a purpose, to turn your individual story into a purpose. You see, your story could be someone else's survival guide. The F in this SHIFT purpose-driven mentality stands for follow your purpose through service. You always hear people talk about follow your passion, but you also need to follow your purpose as well. This is how you activate your superpower. The T in the SHIFT purpose-driven mentality stands for touch the future. We all want to leave footprints that last. We want to be able to show the world that we were here. So the question I have to ask you is this: what is it that people would mourn about you? You want to leave a legacy that outlives you. And that's what this book does, is it helps you create a legacy that is bigger than you, that will outlive you. Now, I often get the question, who is this book for? This book is for, I say, power, for purpose-driven people who are existentialists like me. Those of us who yearn for clarity and a calling. Why are we here? What am I born to do? Oh, for overcomers. This book is for overcomers, people who are recovering from a pain, loss, or life transition. This book is also for wayfinders, people trying to find their way. These are people like career changers, students, and midlife crisis folks, with midlife explorers trying to define their new direction. E for encouragers. This book is for people who encourage other people, who empower others, like educators, coaches, counselors, and mentors, people who empower others. This book is for people who are rebuilders, people like volunteers, activists, and spirit led change makers trying to leave a legacy. And last but not least, these people are for people called quiet quitters. Quiet quitting is when an employee does only the minimum required in their job and no more. No more time, no more effort or enthusiasm than necessary to avoid being fired without formally resigning. These are people who, the 70% of people who are disengaged at work. And what my book does is help them find out how to navigate this period by teaching them how to job craft, teaching them how to use techniques such as task crafting, where they would figure out how to look at other roles within their jobs, or what they call relational crafting, where they try to find people, relationships, maybe mentoring or other things that they can do in terms of relationship, or even have customer relations, anything that they can do to change, crafting their relationships. Last but not least, cognitive crafting. A fellow by the name of Wayne Dyer always said that if you change the way you look at things, the things you look at will begin to change. And so in my book, we teach you how to use cognitive crafting to see your job in another way. Find out what elements of your job you do like and try to figure out can I do more of that. Now let's talk about what some of the takeaways from my book. My book also, the takeaway is that you were meant for more. I know that sometimes you get that feeling in your mind that, wow, what am I doing here? I'm meant for more. My book shows you how to be able to tap into your superpowers so you be able to do more with your gifts. Another takeaway is that most people are living a default life rather than a design life. A default life is people who seem to follow that track that everyone else wants them to follow. Because your parents who are educators, you become an educator. Because other people say, hey, this is IT, that's the thing to do, and you do that. You choose things because other people tell you this is what you should do rather than what you should do. What my book helps you do is to look more at a design life. When I say design life, is that you have agency over what you do with your career and with your life. Taking back the reins of your decisions in career and how you live your life, and living more of a purpose-driven life. You see, we are taught to seek approval rather than to seek purpose. And what my book does is to help you seek purpose as an option. See, you were not made to fit in. You were made to stand out. And I said before, we help you to change your pain into a purpose, because your story can be someone else's survival guide. And that's important that you know that. Now, some people show up to work, while others show up for a purpose. And again, we talked about that in terms of the job crafting, to be able to show up for work for a purpose rather than the quiet quitting. Many times, the problem that people have is that they are misaligned. A lot of people are like square pegs put into a round hole. We help you, and this book helps you to get realigned with your strengths, your values, and your level of contribution. That may be the answer to you. In addition to that, this book also tells you and preaches Yana, YANA. You are not alone. Talks about the different resources in the community to help you achieve your dreams and your goal to live a purpose-driven life. My book also emphasizes that retirement doesn't have to be a slowdown. It can be a new awakening. It could be a new chapter in your life. And another thing that's really important is that you don't want to leave this earth with that gift that you have before showing it to the world, before sharing it with the world. The world cannot benefit from your gift if it stays buried, if it stays hidden. A superpower is a muscle, and you need to continue to leverage it and use it. Otherwise, it becomes atrophied. If you don't use it, you will lose it. You've heard that before. And you can't take it with you. My book also emphasizes, in terms of purpose, the big P and the little p. For instance, the big P may be you may care about one of the causes you may have is food insecurity, while your little p may be volunteering at a soup kitchen. Your big P may be homelessness, trying to eliminate homelessness. And one way you can start doing that as a little p is maybe adoption. Maybe your cause is trying to eliminate illiteracy. Well, your little p might be tutoring or maybe becoming substitute teacher. Your big P may be trying to eliminate or reduce fatherlessness. Well, your little p might be maybe serving as a mentor for big brother and big sister. My three main sources of my book are Richard Leader, who is a purpose expert, Professor Dr. Robert Quinn, who is a professor of business at Michigan State, and Dr. John DiMartini. Dr. John DiMartini is a values expert.